I'm Steve Abbott. I work with performance contracting and I'm an estimator. So I've been with the company for about 1.5 years now. What keeps me coming back would probably be, the guys we're working with. They're in the trenches with you, and so everything's together. You're not really independent. You kind of have a group to work off of, bounce ideas off of, and it just makes you feel comfortable. So the path to my current position, I interned with the company in the summer of 22, and then finished up school in December of 22, got on in January 23. And so, had a really good internship, stoked to work for them. I got an offer and one thing led to another, and here I am. So my dad was a welder. I grew up in a family of construction, so just kind of being brought up into that, you kind of understand the culture of it, kind of makes it easier on you. There wasn't really a whole lot that kind of piqued my interest, and so just kind of fell into it and everything just kind of worked out. What I wish people knew more about the industry is that it's far more accessible than you think it is, and it's by no means as hard as you think it is. I mean, you see this huge building and you just think, oh my God. But when you really get into the nuts and bolts of it, you come to realize, okay, well, if you break it down, it's not as complicated as you think. There's multiple teams coordinating, and once you get a general idea of just the approach, then you can better understand and feel more confident in knowing that nobody knows anything. We're all just kind of learning as we go, and I mean, there are procedures put in place from years and years of construction history, and what brought us here today, and technology really, helps quite a bit. But yeah, I think it's a lot easier than you think. A unique perspective would be, I've worked in the field, so I'm familiar with some of the issues that they run into. Problems arise every day, sometimes every hour, and so it requires a sense of resourcefulness, being proactive. I'm a bit of a procrastinator at times, so just being able to work with what you got last minute, improvise, and just do what you can to get the job done, really. So some of the things that I would most likely avoid when getting into the industry would be showing up late. Nobody likes that. You want to be punctual, you want to be dependable, and that's just going to reflect positively not only on yourself, but on the company. Some other things might be, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but disorganization. You want to have any information readily available at any time. And yeah, I mean, try to stay away from competitiveness. I mean, obviously there's a sense of competition at all times, but for the most part, you're with your team, you're both working for one goal. You want to bounce stuff off of each other, and you want to have a healthy relationship with your team members. And so just keep the greater goal in mind, I'd say. Some of the things I like the most about the job would probably be the amount of interaction that we get with clients. It's definitely encouraged to get out, show face, make sure that, not only the company is reflecting well, but yourself, and those relationships that you develop with those clients will only, give you so many benefits down the road. I mean, you start off with a few contacts, and that contact ends up moving up the ranks and, becomes a very beneficial resource. Yeah, so once I get into the office, typical, respond to emails, see what's hot right now. Then I'll typically set aside some time to look into whatever project I'm bidding at the time. I live in OST, and so I am a fiend for taking off, whether it be, walls, ceilings, clean rooms, data centers. That's really not my opportunity to just get into my zone, and whether it's music in the background or podcast, I'm able to just zone out, dive into the job. You're looking at dozens of details every day, and so that's a bulk of the day. Towards the end of the day, you know, you got lunch, come back, touch the project again, maybe get with one of the guys in the office if I'm having a problem, and they can provide some insight on whatever I'm going over, and yeah, and then head out of here by 5:30 and get home, cook food, chill out, and video games or TV. So what drives me to get up and go to work every day would be, you know, I'm newer to the company. I've only been with us for about 1.5 years now, so there's a lot of stuff for me to prove, whether it be work ethic, intelligence, general construction knowledge. You know, I definitely want to get out there, make sure, you know, upper management is pleased with me. I want to, you know, make them feel confident in me, whether it be handling a new opportunity that's larger than typically. Some other things, you know, just developing a sustainable knowledge of construction and being able to, you know, put myself in the best position to put PCI in the best position. And so, you know, I have a pack mentality, and so when I buy into something, I'm bought in, and so I'm 100% PCI. I think it's important to, you know, have mentors available. You know, they've been in the business for however long. We have guys here that have been here for 1 year. We have guys that have been here for 25 years. So when I was younger, I probably wanted to be a professional skater. You know, when I was at that age, Tony Hawk was coming out with Tony Hawk Skater, Tony Hawk Underground. So that was probably my life for about 6 years. And then it's a short man sport, and so once you get over like 5'10", you don't really have a whole lot going for you. So that was quickly thrown out the window, but here I am.